Hey everybody, it's Peter from Brantford Kia, and happy Monday. We are back to our live video series. This week we've got 4 out of 5 days we'll be doing this. On Wednesday, I will not be around, so we're going to be doing live videos every day except for Wednesday. All right, today we're talking about the Kia Forte, and instead of just pulling one in, I pulled three. One, because it's a good excuse to get one of my favorite Kias into the video, and two, because not only is there a great deal on Kia Fortes right now, but there's also a great deal at Brantford Kia on Kia Fortes, so if that makes any sense. All right, what we're going to do is if you're just watching us for the first time, we're going to go through these vehicles pretty in depth. So we're going to spend about a half an hour going through them, but we're not going to start till the 3 minute mark. So if you're not watching with us live, you can skip ahead to that 3 minute mark. You won't miss a whole lot. You might miss something fun. We'll see. So what we're going to do is I'll show you how to join us weekdays if you like. All you have to do is go to our YouTube page. You're probably already on it. And exactly at 2 o'clock weekdays, this is what our YouTube page looks like. So you just search for Brantford Kia. And if you refresh the page exactly at 2 o'clock, like we're going to do right now, you will see sometimes the videos show up right here. Today, we're not going to see that. So what you do is you click that videos tab right here, and you will definitely see a live now video tab right now. So you're looking for that live now tab. Click that, and you will go live to our video. I can see some comments up there. There we go. A couple of the regulars are here already. That's great. We're going to zoom in a little bit. All right, if any one of you want to hit the like button just to test that out, we can get like 14 likes right away because we got 14 people on already. That'd be great. Okay, so here's what we've got. Oh, wait, we got to wait another minute and a half here before we get going because we got to let our regulars jump on here. But yeah, we've got 3 cars here, Forte 5, Forte EX. Your local Kia dealership has only 50 subscribers. Oh, there we go. There we go. Triple threat, yes, exactly. So I decided to get 3 in. So let's just think real quick news. I don't have any news. We've talked about Sorrento. We've talked about K5. What else have we talked about? I don't think there's any news to break since over the weekend. Over the weekend, I did do a what did I do? I did what is it called? Premiere, which is where I film a video and then we watched it together. So we tried that at 9 o'clock on Friday night. We're definitely going to do that in the future, especially when the K5 arrives and when the what do you call it? K5 and Sorrento show up. We'll do those. Only we'll have them probably 24 hours in advance. We'll do some planning on that and make it fun for us. So a premiere is just a pre-filmed video where we get to chat in the video chat just like you are right now. And I think what we'll do when the K5 rises, we'll do a premiere and then we'll jump immediately into a live video. So you'll have a filmed introduction of that car and then we'll jump into a live video from there. I think that'll be fun to do and we'll see how it goes. Those of you wanting to know what I'm doing each day on YouTube, you can just jump on Instagram. You can follow me right here. I'm not really concerned if you follow me or not. I'm not super interesting on Instagram. It's purely a way to figure out what we're doing here. And if you have a question about the cars that we are talking about, that's a great way to ask. All right, some of my regulars are reminding me to get the keys. I'm way ahead of you today. Left the keys in the cars. All right, not bad, eh? Okay, here we go. We're 3 minutes in. All right, so what we decided today is to talk about the Kia Forte. Now, this car right here, anytime I can get that into a video, I do. I always try to choose this color if it's in the lot, and that's why I did that. I just think it looks great on video, and I really like that car. Right here, we have sort of a midline Forte. That's an EX, actually lower midline. And then we have an LX Forte right there. So we're talking about these cars because... Hello. Hello, hello. All right, are we back? Somebody let me know if we're back. I think we're back, right? If somebody could comment, let me know if we're back. I think we are. All right, so I'm going to keep going as if we are back. Anyway, so what we've got is 3 different levels of Forte. And the reason I chose these 3 is because the LX model is that crazy good value car if you just need a basic car, and it's not at all a basic car. The EX model is kind of where I'd like to be. Yeah, we did have a bad connection there. Sorry about that, guys. The EX model is kind of where you'd like to be for some nice sort of modern features. And then there's the GT model. I happen to choose the GT5. Now, let's just quickly show you the lineup here because there's a whole bunch of cars that are missing from this. So let's just jump in here. And, of course, I don't have it open quickly enough, so let's just do this real quick. Kia.ca, we're going to go to Vehicles. We're going to go to Forte. Okay, come on, maybe we're not. There we go, Forte. 2020 Forte models, here we go. We have the manual transmission in the shop. We've done videos on that before. We've got the LX here, which is 147 horsepower, like all the rest of them. 19,295 is the MSRP. Then we have the EX. So we have the LX and the EX in the showroom or in the video bay today. We don't have an EX Plus. We've done videos on that before, including a 2021 EX Plus. EX Premium we don't have. EX Limited we don't have. And a GT we sort of have. We have the Forte 5. So you can see there's a lot of trim levels. Forte 5 only has the EX, the GT, and the GT Limited. We have the GT in with us today. So all kinds of models here. But really, these are three good examples. If you want features in between them, we can have that. And Connor wants to know if Kia will have a pickup. Kia Australia is rumored to have that. Just so you guys know, we're going to go off topic around the 30-minute mark. We're going to try to stay relatively on topic until then. And then at 30-minute mark, I'll take whatever questions you have off topic. But we want to make sure that people that are tuning in to watch these cars get this car's information. So that's where we'll talk about first. So what I'm going to do today, in the next 30 minutes or 25 or so minutes, we're going to go through each of these cars. We're going to look just real quickly in the driver's area of this car, driver's area of this car, and driver's area of that car. You're going to see some different features per car. The real reason I want to do this is because Ford canceled their cars. GM canceled all of their cars that compete with these. Chrysler has no cars that compete with these, and a lot of these, a lot of our competitors don't see a point in being in this market, and a lot of that boils down to they can't compete in that price point. And we have really good cars. So for 2019, when these cars came out, the only year you're eligible to win these awards is the first year you're out. In 2019, these cars won Canadian Small Car of the Year, and they've gotten better since then. So let's take a look. We're going to hop in the LX first, which is the most base model we have today. So basically, if you want an automatic transmission, this is what you're going to get. This is where the base model starts out. So we're going to hop in here. Just so you know, we'll talk about keys in a minute as we go through. This is what the key looks like. We've got a key just like this. And it is a sort of detonator style key, I like to call it, but it's also a jackknife style key. So that key blade, if I do this correctly, there we go, left-handed, I can't do it as well. Key blade, as you can see, folds in. We're going to let it pop out. It is a keyed car at this point, but you still have just that fob in your pocket. So we're not going to turn the car on. What we're going to do is we're just going to turn it to, or sorry, we'll turn it to the on position, but we're not going to turn the, or start the vehicle because we are indoors. So here we go, left side tach, right side speedometer. Now, if you guys have watched our videos in the past, you're going to see that a lot of our cars have basically a similar dash. You can move up through the Seltos lineup, the Sportage lineup, even some of the Sorento lineup. You're going to see a very similar look. So even on the very entry-level car, you're getting mid-level type dash in here. Now, ignore that 8.4 liters per 100 kilometers. We're going to talk about that in this video, but this car gets easily better fuel efficiency than that. A lot of our cars that sit around the lot, we idle them a little bit extra, and they get poor fuel economy numbers on the reading. So ignore that, but you can see there's a lot of information in there. We can cycle through different things. You can have just the speedometer there. You can look at your drive modes. This car does have this drive mode, the smart drive mode, which is one of my favorite drive modes as well. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you can see there's a lot of information in there, and that's very helpful. Over here is kind of the big deal. Even on this base level model, you end up with a 8-inch screen. So think about the Kia Stinger. Right now, the Kia Stinger, even for 2021, it doesn't have any better screen than this car right here. So entry level Forte, you're getting a Kia Stinger level screen. Throw the car in reverse, and the big news is, of course, you get a great backup camera. You can see when I'm filming a screen, that's not a good way to show things, but even though I'm filming a screen, you can still see all the lines in the floor there. You can really see the clarity of that huge backup camera. But the big thing I like here is Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. In this entry-level vehicle, because of that Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you get navigation up on the screen. So that, to me, is a huge value in this trim line of car. And whether you have an Android phone, Apple phone, the bigger thing is if you want to switch between phones at some point during your car ownership, maybe all of a sudden Google comes out with a great phone and you've been using Apple, or you really want to switch to an iPhone or something like that and you have Android, you can switch back and forth, or if you share this car with someone, you can switch back and forth between phones. There's a lot of benefits to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I've done videos on it in the past. I'm going to do another one again soon, I think, because it's due to be updated. But big thing, texting, calling, maps, music, all kinds of things, you can use that right there. So, Connor, you keep asking about cars that aren't in the video. I think I already said I was not going to go off topic until about 30-minute mark, and then I will answer all of your questions off topic if you like. So just to help you out there. All right, moving down here. You've got manual climate controls, of course, air conditioning standard. A lot of people say I just want air and cruise control. You've got air, cruise control, power windows, power locks, power mirrors, all that kind of stuff you would expect. There is no more base car anymore. Down here, you do have a wireless, sorry, not a wireless phone charger pad. You have a space to put your phone It does not have wireless phone charging pad until you move one trim up, which we're going to show you in a second. But this still has a nice rubber pad here, a really nice place to just put your phone, keep it safe. And if you look down here, that's where you can plug in. You got 12-volt port, two 12-volt ports, and a USB port in the center. That USB port in the center is where you would plug in for your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. All right, throw it in park for a second. Heated seats, rump roasters as I like to call them. 3 levels of heated seats, driver and passenger, and that drive mode button. Let me just click that drive mode button as we're looking at the screen here. Drive mode. Normal, sport, and smart really does change the character of the car. So if you have the normal mode, just kind of a normal everyday car, the sport mode does really make the car more peppy. And what's interesting about the smart mode is you can see that'll be a bar graph on the bottom of the screen there. There'll be a white line that moves across those grayed out lines. And if you're driving economically, the smart mode is going to stay in eco mode. If you start getting into the throttle, it'll automatically adjust out of that eco mode into a more aggressive mode, including up to sport mode. It's my favorite way to drive, and it gets really, really good fuel economy. We're going to talk about fuel economy numbers in a minute, but the I'm easily able to beat with this engine transmission. I'm quite easily able to beat the fuel economy numbers in this car. So that's a super handy screen there, and you have it. Like I mentioned here, cruise control right there. Bluetooth audio controls all there on the steering wheel as well, and automatic headlights are kind of a nice function as well. So you really do start off at a pretty sweet place in here. You got fancy looking vents. They can be aimed just like a lot of other vents that aim from the center. What's cool though is if I turn this knob here, you can hear, I don't know if you can hear a click. You can't hear a click, but that click there is how you turn the vent on and off. So it just kind of simplifies the controls, looks nice and clean. I'm a big fan of how that works. Vents down here, you've got the little vents below the screen. The Nero has now moved to that style vent. You'll see that screen and those thinner vents down there quite often in their upcoming cars, and you've got the same thing over there. So Seltos also has a similar look here as well. All right, let's turn this one off for a second. We're going to jump into the next one. We will look at trunk space, headroom. We'll compare things. We're going to look at the Forte 5 as well. We're going to talk about length of car. Somebody said to me I should just point out more specs when I talk about the car. So I leave specs off because they're so easy to find on the internet, but we will talk about a couple specs that I think matter here. Same thing in here, manual seats. They are height adjustable. That's what that big lever is there in the center of your screen. Lots of things you can do there, but let's take a look as we move in through here. Now, interestingly, this has a leather steering wheel, and so did the base model of the Forte that we were looking at. Usually on like a Seltos, you don't get the leather steering wheel unless you have a heated steering wheel. Now on that LX we just showed you, you do have an LX steering wheel, or sorry, a heated steering wheel. You also on this EX model gain a heated steering wheel. So you have leather steering wheel on everything, but heated steering wheel from this trim line on up. Heated seats there, same drive modes down there, same idea exactly in here. Instead of the 12-volt port, let me just put this out of the way. Instead of the 12-volt port on the right side, you now gain a USB port. So the dual USB ports, I think, are a little bit more useful. And up here, you can see that not just instead of just having a phone storage tray, you now add that wireless charging tray. So that's what this does. So you throw your wireless charging phone there, and it will charge for you. Air conditioning controls are the same. Screen up there is the same. Screen in here is the same. So basically the same type of stuff along here. I didn't check, but this one has the piano black trim along the steering wheel. I don't remember if the other car had that or not. We'll have to just go double check in a minute. But you do have the piano black. What you gain here is a couple really good safety features. So you have the blind spot detection here and the lane keep assist. Now, lane keep assist is a few things for you. It helps you keep centered in the lane. When it sees the lane markers, it keeps you dead center in the lane, and it actually steers the car itself. So you have a car here that's capable of steering itself, and in fact does steer itself. And while you're not supposed to let the car steer itself, we've found that it can actually go around bends in the road on highway speeds all by itself. It will warn you if you keep your hands off, but it's a very good system because as you get a little bit distracted by what's going on here or somewhere else, the car will keep you centered in its lane. And the idea is you're always in control. That steering itself, you can always steer past it. If you self-steering didn't work well for the Tesla, says Connor. Yeah, well, it works great in this car. We're really, really impressed with this car. Some of our competitors will have a lane keep assist where If you touch a lane marker, the steering wheel just does this aggressive shaking model, and it makes it more stressful. You really want to avoid touching lane markers. Whereas this car, instead of giving you that aggressive shake when you touch lane markers, it just keeps you from touching the lane markers. It just keeps you centered in. It'll beep if you touch them. If you signal, the lane keep turns off, but it works really well above 60 kilometers an hour, keeps you centered in the lane. It's also a forward collision avoidance system because it has a camera up above the mirror here that looks out forward at the lane markers. That forward collision avoidance can also see vehicles in front. And if you are not paying attention and a vehicle is in front of you that maybe has stopped, the vehicle is capable of stopping itself. So lane keep assist, forward collision avoidance, blind spot detection. So you have the blind spot detection in the mirrors there. That also gives you rear cross traffic alert. Now, we already showed you the backup camera before. Let's just do that one more time. In the backup camera, as I'm backing up, let's say that the car beside me, instead of being a nice looking Forte 5, is a big ugly cargo van, and I can't see anything there. Let's say that that door there, there's a car driving behind, and he's going to come in to see me, and I can't see it because that car is much taller. This one is the EX Forte that I'm in right now, Rachel. Anyway, so as we're looking in our rear view mirror to see what's behind us, it can warn us of things that we can't see. So any car we have with blind spot detection gets rear cross traffic alert, and it will give us arrows here saying, hey, a pedestrian's coming. Hey, a vehicle is coming from this side or that side. And it will do it in areas, especially that you can't even see yourself, because the rear of the car has a radar system that can see further out, up down the road, than you can from the driver's seat. So that's a big advantage in this car. Safety, safety, safety is a big, huge step. So that's a pretty cool feature. A lot of people really like that blind spot detection. I find when my mirrors are adjusted correctly, it's not a big deal. Blind spot isn't a big deal, but that rear cross traffic alert can literally see things that you can't see. So again, let me just show you again. If a vehicle is coming from where that door is coming, and this vehicle is at all taller, I can't see it at all. It's impossible for me to see it. However, the rear of the car will be able to see it, and I'll show you how that works right now, and therefore I will get warned. So let's just stand where that vehicle's coming. Sometimes people get confused by this. I want to be real clear about it. So what I am is I'm sitting right here right now. You can see the driver of that vehicle cannot see me. There's no way they can see me. However, the rear of the car right there has a radar plate. It can clearly see me. So as I'm driving along here down this road, it's going to warn me right there in that car of something that I can't even see because it has blind spot detection. So that's a pretty cool system. Now, last vehicle we're going to show you today is the Forte 5 GT. Now, we happen to have the hatchback here, mostly because I'm absolutely in love with this car. I kind of want it for myself, but I can't, and for various reasons, it's not the right car for me. However, this car is available in a sedan as well. So we just happen to have the Forte 5. I put it out in orange because I think the orange looks cool on video, and it's a really sleek looking car. So this Forte 5 GT is a different engine, different transmission. So 1.6 liter turbo, 201 horsepower compared to 147, 195 foot-pounds of torque, and all of that torque is available down low. And you get a 7-speed dual clutch transmission here. So you're getting a performance transmission, you're getting performance exhaust, you're getting performance rear suspension, you're getting better performance tires, a little bit more performance look. We'll take a look at that in a second. We're going to talk about headlights in a second. You have halogen headlights there with LED running lights. This one has LED headlights. Whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, you guys wish this car was sold in the States. So very similar to this car, the Forte GT is sold in the States. I happen to put the Forte 5 GT because I like hatchbacks. We'll talk about that in a second. This car is a few inches shorter than that car. Not by a lot, but just a couple inches shorter. And but we'll talk about trunk space. It's got more. Now let's just hop in this car. You can still move up from this car and go full leather. This one has a leather cloth mix, and I quite like it just as is. So leather cloth mixed seats there, still manual seats. You can get power seats if you move up. But let's just take a quick look as we jump into this car. In the GT, you get a few different things. Let me just turn the key to on. Now, first of all, that is a push button start. So same idea with the key. Let me just see if I can find it here. I think I put it up here. Yeah, there we go. It looks the same. Same idea as the key, but not a jackknife style key because it has no key blade that it needs. So just a kind of a cool looking key. All right, let's jump in here. Same identical screen in here. See the drive modes here, normal, economical. Let's just switch it to maybe a different mode. So you still have the smart mode, normal, and sport. Sport is how I would drive it. It looks pretty cool when you switch them in here as well. So just kind of a fun way to do things. But basically same identical thing. So even in the base level car, you're getting basically the same level of information here. Now there's a lane keep assist information screen. You also have driver attention warning and you have a tire pressure display. So again, just show you those again. That's a little bit extra display because you've got that lane keep that we just talked about. And then you got all sorts of controls in here. So lots to customize in this car, lots of things you can do, different types of things. Um, there we go. All right, Connor, you got to ease up on your critical comments a little bit there. All right. Peter's iron foot for his car. He wants this badly. Yeah, you know what? I'm not a huge lead foot, but I do appreciate how fun this car is. This car is so balanced. It really is a mini Stinger. Stinger's a hatchback as well. They didn't just put a good engine in this car. They put a good engine, great transmission, great handling. This car in 2021 will be available as a manual transmission just in this exact trim that I'm sitting in, and I think that's a great feature. Now we'll take a look at some differences here. You can see basically the same stuff down here. If you moved up and got full leather, you could have heated and ventilated seats. Right here, you have basically the same idea. Of course, this is a 7-speed dual clutch. So when I put it into the manuals mode here, and I shift it on my own, I have 7 gears to move through. The other one actually has 8. Those are false ratios. It's part of an IVT. We'll explain that in a later date. Coming up here, though, you get dual zone climate control. Now, this is a huge feature that I think they should put on more cars, but I can adjust just this side, and I can adjust just this side separately, so you can see they are different temperatures. Of course, that's a nice feature to have. I quite like it. And of course, the auto temperature is nice. You just hit the auto button, and whatever you have the temperature suit, if it needs heat to get there, air conditioning to get there, whatever it needs, it'll get there, and that works great. Moving on up, basically the same thing, though. This one gains Sirius satellite radio. So any car you buy from us, you get 3 months with satellite radio. You get 3 months free of satellite radio. I'm a big fan of that. But same basic screen here, exactly same thing, exactly moving through. You do have a D-cut steering wheel. I don't know if I can show you here. Flat bottom steering wheel. Those pedals are sort of steel looking. They're metal looking, but they are currently still wrapped in the plastic. Over here, you do have paddle shifters, which is kind of a cool feature there. You can see I can just real firm feeling paddle shifters there, up and down. And the rest is pretty similar. Now, you do have ambient lighting. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Around that red there, that's ambient lighting. I believe it's set to the dry mode. Now it goes blue in smart mode, and it's going to go a grayish color in the regular mode. So keep it on the red there. Looks pretty cool. The ambient lighting will also be in here again. Oh, you can see it. I can't see it in person, but the camera's picking it up. There goes blue. There goes grayish. Put it back to red. So anyways, you do have ambient lighting, which is much easier to see at night. We did a Forte at night video. I think I used this exact type of car. I think I used a Forte 5 to show it. I think it's the same color as well. So same idea here, but just a nice little step up. And you do have the sport seats, which are a little different here. So I'm going to take your questions here in a second. Just real quick, we got 23 of you on. 13 have said, hey, I'm worth a like today. About 10 of you haven't. So I don't know if you want to hit that like button. That would help me out a lot. I do want to point out here the GT level in the seats. And one other thing, you gain a sunroof in this trim level as well, which I quite like. Other thing to point out is the lighting inside is LED. That's a nice white LED lighting, which makes the car feel richer inside as well. And the headliner is a black color, which you get in some of the top line Stingers. So again, real feel of luxury in this car, but a very focused sport feel. Different rear suspension, different things. You also have what's called UVO intelligence. You have some buttons on the mirror right there. You also have a cell phone app, which can start the car. Now, it is UVO intelligence on a 2020 car is free for 5 years. On the 2021, it'll be free for 3 years. So a little bit of a difference there, but something to keep in mind because this car is still a 2020, and you get a little more value out of that than you would in the other one. 18, 22, yeah, exactly. We're counting likes here, so does all the cars have a moonroof? No. So in this case, just the GT does. Some of these 2020 models that I showed you, again, this is a clear out. The reason I'm doing this video is because these are on extra clear out, sort of what's in stock and what can go. There are levels of the sedan that have it. I don't know if we have any left of the sedans, the higher trim levels with the sedan that have it. For 2021, we do have an EX Plus in stock. I believe that has a sunroof as well for 2021. I could be wrong about that, but just let me double check later. But you can get sunroofs in different trims. In these particular models that are on sale right now, the GT is, I think, the only one that we have on sale with, or, the clear out that we have the sunroof in stock. All right, 29 of you are on, 18 of you hit likes, so we've got room for more likes. Does one have roof rails? None of these have roof rails right now. This one's more of a sport model. Now, I will say, we're going to look at trunk space in a couple seconds here. We're probably going to go a few minutes over time. This car right here, not only is it incredibly fun to drive, it's actually a crossover replacement, something like a Seltos class of vehicle. If you don't want an SUV, but you do want all the space, hatchback. We're going to look at the trunk in a second, but first we're going to take your questions. We're going to compare trunk sizes. I don't have a teddy bear. I used to have a teddy bear to measure trunk space. I think he's been stolen, missing, he's gone. Let me just jump to your questions here. All right, let me just roll over to the screen here. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Okay. Forte 5 GT in stock in a different color. You have to double check with me. We have GTs in stock. We can certainly get different colors. I'm not sure what else we have in color. I threw the orange one out here because I like it. Can Fortes be equipped with roof rails? Not with factory roof rails, but they certainly can have aftermarket stuff. Sorrento questions we'll answer after the half-hour mark. Which will retain the most? Okay, Sorrento. What else have we got? Ambient lighting. Yeah, we showed that. That was pretty good. Somebody test drove the car and loved it. Waiting for the info in 2021. I have the info in 2021, so you can ask me those questions. Which car do I think is best? We can definitely talk about that. Okay, I think I got all your questions. Let's just jump in. What about 2021 Forte GT package? Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Let me jump in here real quick. I have a tape measure. I want to show you the trunk of the Forte 5 first. Now, you'll notice I opened the Forte 5 just with the button underneath the camera. There's a little bit of a button there that releases things. Let me just throw the mats out of here for a second. Here's a couple things I like. This hatchback is large, quite large. What's nice about this is, of course, this panel comes off and you have a big SUV style opening, so you can fit all your big things in there. And what's cool about the hatchback here is this piece folds up and you can lock it into there like that. And you can get to this side, that side, that side. You've got all this underfloor storage area. Now, if you just want to reach into just this side, maybe you store an umbrella or something there, this panel also folds up when it's folded down. You can get to that. And underneath here, something you want to keep more permanent, you've still got more space underneath there. So let's take a look at the sedan real quick. We're going to compare trunk sizes. I will take out a tape measure and check a couple things for you. This one I popped that way. I can pop with the remote as well. I can't pop it by a button on the camera because it does not have that. These ones are really, really deep, and we're going to measure that in a second. But of course, you can see the opening is not as big. So pro for length and not as big of an opening. Now let's just grab my tape measure for a second here. Let's fold this one back down. Close that up. And bear with me for a second. I'm going to set the tape measure up because you guys like to know this. Great use of extra space in the trunk. Yeah, this is an awesome use of trunk space. So let's just measure here. You're going to see what I'm going to do. We're going to go right from the center of the seat to the back of the car, and you're going to have 35 inches from the center of the seat to the center of the trunk. Now, that's in the hatchback. Let's take a look right here in the sedan, and this is what really surprises people. This is a big, big trunk. Over here, you've got 43 inches almost, right around 43 inches of length in the floor. So again, this car is longer. The sedan has one of the longest floors. If you're looking at a Seltos, hasn't got as long of a floor. If you're looking at a sedan, so you could fit a whole bunch of stuff from there to the back of the seat and still have your whole trunk space. Everybody says hatchbacks are more, and this is where somebody wanted me to give trunk space in liters. Well, trunk space in liters in this car is far, far more because you can stack higher up to the window. However, if you need to stack things below the window level, the sedan is going to win every time. It's got a longer floor, and you may lose some space up there and some space up there, but the sedan has the big floor, and it's one of the things people forget about. When you buy something like what I did, a Kia Soul, you're not getting anywhere near the length of floor or even the practical use of floor space in the trunk. So Fortes are awesome for going to the cottage, for taking your stuff, for going camping, fitting something in that way. Just really, really practical car, big, big trunk. This trunk looks bigger to me. It's not as big of a floor space. It does have more liters of storage, but it's not as big of a storage that way. So just something that people sometimes forget. It's something I wanted to point out. Real quick, we're going to take a look at some of the lighting. I'm going to shut the trunks here because I want to compare lighting on the three cars. And then we'll go ahead off topic, or we'll stay on topic. You guys tell me where you guys want to go with this in a couple minutes here. We're at 29 minutes. Usually at 30 minutes we go off topic, but I do want to show you the lighting. So let me just get all of these cars turned on, and we'll get the lighting, full lighting on. Okay, we'll turn the four-ways on, turn the headlights on. We're good on this car. You can see right away, white light. It doesn't show as white on the camera. It shows a little different color, but now we're going to see these ones over here. Bear with me for another 15 seconds or so. We'll get all the lights on. Headlights are all on. And one more over here. Okay, let's jump over here. Okay, I see a couple questions coming in. I will get to them in a second. We'll go through lighting real quick first, and then we'll go from there. Now, a couple little changes you can see right away. Check out the mirrors on this LX model. They're just mirrors. Check out the mirror on the EX and above. You have signal lights in there. Now, they're not showing very bright on camera, but they're much brighter in person, so you do gain those as you move up. Check out the headlights on this LX model. Just headlights. Those detail pieces beside, these ones right here, those are just silver trim pieces that are hard to see when the lights are on. Now, let's come back over here, and you have LED lights around there. So it's a white LED with a halogen light. You can see sort of the yellow light with the white around it. Let me just show you over here. You'll see a little bit of difference. GT's got white headlights. We'll talk about that in a second. This has got a little more halogen yellowy headlights. Both are good. Both have sharp cutoff. That's what you want, an embrace sharp cutoff. But the color of the light is different on the LEDs. Jump over here, and you have the LED daytime running lights, which are the X's around the light, and an LED headlight, which is crazy bright. Now, you'll notice only one light. Your high beam and your low beam on the LED is the same bulb there. There's your signal lights. Same thing on all the cars here. Basically the exact same thing. Down a little bit lower. You'll notice the mirrors have lights in the 2 or higher trims, but there's no mirror lights in the lower trims. Black mirrors here on the GT line, or sorry, the GT trim. Coming to the back here. Identical lights on the back of the LX and the EX. Sharp looking lights. But yeah, identical there. On the GT, you get some pretty cool looking LED lights as well. So you can see just a little different lighting, especially when the brakes come on. It looks pretty sharp in there. It looks a little more aggressive. And the flicker is just any time LED lights interact with the camera, they can flicker. So that's what you got there. Amber signal lights, you got it. I have fog lights at 2021 Kia Forte. They will not. 2021 Forte will not have fog lights. It's already out. I already have a spec sheet. And actually, we've already done a video on one 2021 Forte. So the red one has piano black finish on the side mirrors. Yeah, so this isn't red. It's actually orange. But here we go. That is black, basically, yeah, piano black, you could call that, on the mirrors. Just gives a little extra detail on the GT. You also have a black trim piece down here. You have more piano black trim pieces around here. And you can see the bottom there. And check out the grille here. A little bit of a red Attitude style grille. And we compare that directly with this one here. Piano black type areas there, but no red trim. And over here, not piano black, just a sort of matte black plastic trim. Silver around here, silver around that grille there. Move up to the EX, and you have some chrome around there. And move up to the GT, and you keep the dark chrome, actually. Instead of just regular chrome, it goes dark chrome, a lot like the Kia Stinger. And it's hard to see on camera, but this is a darker chrome. And there we go. So a little different there. 15, 16, and 18-inch wheels here. So 18-inch wheels there. Those wheels there are 16-inch, and the other ones are wheel covers with 15-inch wheels. So again, all these cars are on sale right now. In addition to Kia Canada's sale, we also have an extra Brantford Kia sale on these cars. So hopefully that helps. All right, we're going to take your questions right now. We'll stick with the questions on this cars first, if you guys have a question. Red stitch on the interior of the Classic GT. Yep. Amber signals. Yes. Okay, a couple of you have questions off topic. If you guys want to jump into those, I'll quickly answer them for a couple minutes, and then we'll get going. If anybody hasn't hit that like button yet, do me a favor, hit the like button. I know there's 20 likes and 24 people, but some of you have left. Some of you are new. I bet you I can get more likes than views. That'd be kind of cool right now. The other thing is, hopefully I can earn your subscription. We've got a lot of new cars coming. The new K5 is coming very soon. That's the optimal replacement. It appeals to me for the same reason this car appeals to me. It's a true sporty, fun front-wheel drive car. They happen to be all-wheel drive, the ones we're getting first. There's a GT line first, which is going to look pretty sporty and all-wheel drive. Moving up from there, there'll be a GT front-wheel drive. We'll talk about that later. Sorrento as well, coming in soon. So I'd love to earn your subscription, do some videos, answer your questions from there. We'll do live videos as well as film videos. We're going to work more on film videos as well in the next coming months. All right, any other questions that I missed? Somebody was asking about a Sorrento or something earlier. I don't remember what the question was. And maybe it's gone. Maybe that's no more questions. And that's okay. All right, I think we'll just wrap it up there then. We've been 35 minutes, so I want to thank everyone for watching. Keep in mind, the reason we're doing this video, these Fortes today, is because all of these are 2020 models. They are on sale. Give us a call. Why does Sorento have power seats and some don't, but have the same trim package? Yeah, trim packages are all decided by Kia Canada in Canada. They just stagger them all up. Some of them have power seats as you move up. We are based in Canada, so some of our videos are different than some of the American models, and that may clear up some confusion there. Yeah, I think that's all I can answer. So hopefully that makes sense. We'll be back on live tomorrow. I'm taking your suggestions for videos tomorrow. You can let me know by commenting on Instagram if you want to do that, or you can let me know in the comments of these videos. I'm always open to your suggestions for these live videos. I tend to film what I want when I do the filmed and edited versions. But the live videos, I certainly like having you. Do you use much data on the nav? Okay, that's a great question. Do you use much data on the nav system via smartphone? So the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, all of these cars have that ability to bring your navigation, your Google Maps, your Apple Maps, your Waze to that big screen. So what I like to say is if you're not brushing up against the data limit that you have on your plan right now, you probably won't notice a whole lot of difference. If you keep it in the standard mode and you don't put it on satellite view, it doesn't really download a whole lot of data. So it's pretty good that way. They use less data than you would think is the short answer for that mapping system. So as long as you have a bit of a data plan on your phone, you probably won't notice a whole lot of difference in using it. And it's certainly safer and easier to use on the big clear screens here. If you have a lot of data, I suggest just taking your Google Maps and slipping it to satellite mode, which is pretty cool because the satellite mode gives you a different view. I showed that on my Instagram the other day on a 10.25-inch screen on my own personal car. So you can see that looks really, really sharp in person on those big screen displays. So thanks everyone for watching. We're gonna jump out now. I'm gonna get back to my regular day. And like I said, we're around tomorrow. I'm away Wednesday. And we're around Thursday and Friday this week. And then we head into Canadian Thanksgiving, or as I like to call it, real Thanksgiving. And so all of you Americans will have to do without me for a little bit, and then we'll get back. All right. Oh yeah, you can download some of your maps. Oh yeah, that's right. So you can save some of your Google Maps will allow you to download some areas of maps before you even head there. So if you know you're heading somewhere, you can save that data by doing that. That way, one day we'll make a video to show you how to do that. All right, thanks everyone for watching. We're going to jump out. Have a great afternoon. We will see you again tomorrow.